What's the key to blocking this one out and moving on?
Dispose of it and, enjoy your off day tomorrow. Take your mind off the game and get ready for the next one. We all know what went wrong, and we know how we could have won this basketball game. And he's one of the ones you just got to get rid of.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kevin, when you look at the roster since the trade, you lost a lot of size and defensive prowess in that. Is that something that has to be addressed down the line? Or, Steve has also said the offense is so good, it's going to make up for the defense some nights. And maybe it didn't happen tonight, but, the offense is awesome right now. And so can that make up for the defense or the lack of size?
I think defensively we're going to start to figure it out. I mean, they made shots tonight. They got to the paint. And we, for the most part, I just think that, we made them shoot over top of us sometimes. They made some tough ones too. But, I think we'll continue to keep getting better, man. I mean, it's a tough one. We gave up 149 points, 108 shots for them. It's not looking great for us defensively, giving up that many points. But I got faith in our team and our guys, and, we're going to start to put it together on both sides of the ball and, continue to keep growing, man. That's all we can do.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Kevin, just so I understand, you said, it's obvious you guys know why you lost, what you need to do to fix this. And then you said it's just one-on-ones. Is that basically you're saying just guarding your man individually, staying in front of your man, or I just wanted to make sure I understood what you meant by it?
I said one-on-ones?
Maybe I misheard you. That's what I'm asking. I want to make sure.
Just be better. That's it. We'll be better on the defensive side of the ball. We can go through the film, but we just got to be better. It starts with one-on-one defense. Like you said, it's you versus your man. So, we look at it with that, and then we'll get help if we need it on the back end. That's the type of defense that that's a good start for your defense. Just thinking about it from a one-on-one perspective, but we'll be better at it.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Kevin, I know all-around defense is something we continue to talk about, but is there something specifically about your defensive efforts down the stretch that you think needs to change versus just talking about overall macro defense in the game?
Yeah, Russ and Bill came down and hit 2 threes on us, tough threes. That one that Bill shot, that deep three. Haji Moore got a 3 late. For the most part, I think that when we need a stop, we'll get it. But we turned the ball over there late, and they got a wide open look. That's just the name of the game all game. Giving them easy shots at the basket from just turnovers or offensive rebounds. Stuff like that.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Kevin, can you break down, what was supposed to happen on that inbounds pass? It was looking like the ball was going to go to you, ends up going to TLC anyway. B, can you break down what the defense did to kind of get the ball not going to you? And do you think you would have been comfortable shooting over a double team in that situation anyway?
Yeah, if Russ was sitting on the top side, and if Kyrie lobbed that up, then Bradley Beal was just sitting there waiting on it. Then they had another guy sitting in the paint. So, we got a wide open layup late in the game because everybody was so focused on me right there at the box. Coach drew up a good play, and we was able to get somebody creeping for a layup. We just didn't finish it. But, yeah, the ball was supposed to come to me for sure. But you see how they reacted, and we was able to get something good. We just didn't finish.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, you guys built that 18-point lead up in the first quarter, and then by the end of it, they had chipped away at it almost completely. Was there something specifically you guys got away from that led them to do that, or was it a domino effect?
Man, that bench came in and made shots for them. Mo Wagner was 7 for 8 from the field. Ish Smith was 6 for 9. Then, you got Bertans. He didn't shoot shots well tonight, but he still gave him points off the bench. You know what I'm saying? And, I think when that second unit came in, they gave him an extra spark. But we had the game under control. I felt the whole night and to the end.
Thanks so much, Kevin.
8 assists. Let's hear from him post-game with the media and Michael Grady.
Hey, Kyrie, when you have a game with great scores on both sides, you expect a high-scoring affair. That said, though, when you look at the defense, what would you attribute, some of those issues to that you'd like to correct?
It seems like every game we play, we're battling. Just some things that the game flow can sometimes bring you, whether it be some calls going your way, whether it be some high-scoring quarters. They scored 48 in the fourth quarter. I don't know if we're going to get many wins if we allow 48 points in any quarter. So, it's a tough night when you're giving up that many points, and it's a tough night when you're not particularly doing the little things that could create some separation. Down the stretch, we had that game that should have been ours. So, we just look at ourselves in the mirror and just see where we can correct as individuals and as a group, just especially on the effort. I couldn't guard a stick today. Those guys were just going right around me, and, I was getting frustrated a little bit, but they kept attacking, and that's what good teams do and good scorers do. So.
If you could take us in the locker room, what's the communication like amongst teammates when, again, there are struggles defensively, some miscues down the stretch? There's a lot of veterans in that locker room. What's the communication like as you refocus?
Well, number one is just reminding Joe Harris and TLC that stuff happens, and it's not their fault. That was just a microcosm of what the game was like tonight. We had the lead. We were pretty comfortable. And then down the stretch, we just still got to be hungry until it's zeros on the clock. And as you saw, Washington was very desperate. And we expect them to play well tonight. Anytime the team goes up against us, we expect them to start hitting things that, you got to give respect, but at the same time, it's going against a good Brooklyn Nets team. So we just take this one on the chin and keep it moving.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kyrie, 72 points in the paint that you guys gave up. You're undersized a little bit. You lost a lot of size in the trade. Do you think that that's a persistent issue that needs to be addressed somewhere going down the line in this season?
We'll see. Like I said, we have the group that we have in our locker room right now. I'm grateful to be playing every day with them. And, though we'll allow the outsiders to say we're undersized, we believe that we should be winning every single game based upon our effort and based on, our offensive firepower. So, obviously the eye test, we're not necessarily passing it in terms of having all the big guys in the league. But like I said, we just got to match other teams' effort. And we've been doing that lately, and, successful road trip. And now we get back home and play against a good Clippers team.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Kyrie. You kind of alluded to it, but obviously when you're up 18 at any point and 5 with 12 seconds left, you would think you would win that game. But do you think that kind of thought process crept in earlier than it should have? Like maybe you guys had it in your brain, okay, we've got this salted away.
Well, I can't speak for everybody in the group, particularly what they're thinking. But I could say that, down the stretch, that's where we really got to make our mark, and we usually do. And tonight, like I said, stuff happens, and we got to take this one on the chin. It's no one's fault. If anything, we individually take our own efforts where we can be better, and then we move forward.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Kyrie, how are you assessing that last sequence? Bradley Beal hitting the 3, the inbound pass steal, and then that 3 from Russell Westbrook. And then secondly, are you looking at that as the culprit of this loss, or was it more of a we shouldn't have been in that position, and you're kind of looking at the breakdowns before that?
Yeah, like I said, it was a microcosm of the night, and I would never put blame on anybody. Not one person can take one play that could dictate the game. We were up by 5, and we lost the game, and that's okay. Like I said, stuff happens, but we cannot continue to make a habit out of late game situations and not being, aware of the execution we need down the stretch. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to bite on the chin because we definitely, like you said, we definitely had the lead down the stretch, and we want to finish that strong, but it's okay.
Thank you.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Kyrie, can you break down that last inbound play from your perspective when you have KD, you got TLC, and can you just describe or go through what your decision-making process was on that?
Well, they doubled on KD from the baseline side and the top side, and I was just trying to use my eyes and